What is up, everybody? I'm Get Flanked, and today we're going to be talking about game sense. This is one of the most important aspects of playing any FPS, especially in a competitive FPS. But first things first, what is game sense? Well, I think the easiest way to define it at like the base level would be to say that game sense is situational awareness. Now, to take it a step further, I think that game sense involves being in the right place at the right time, looking the right direction, and developing a skill that allows you to do that more often. Okay, it involves predicting, you as a player predicting what the enemy is about to do, predicting what they're thinking, being able to break down a situation that you're in and think about different possibilities and which of those possibilities is most likely for you to win the round. That's game sense, breaking down the situation you're in and trying to make good decisions on how you can win the round based upon all the information that you've gathered. Now, one of the most common questions that I get is people asking, how do I develop game sense? How can I improve my game sense? And I thought I'd put together this video that's really going to be designed to help out, beginning to maybe intermediate Siege players recognize game sense and try to develop that on their own. But the unfortunate truth, I'm going to be brutally honest with you right now, the best way to develop game sense is just to play the game. There's not a lot of shortcuts when it comes to game sense. You have to play the game, you have to get in situations, you have to kind of fail and then learn what you should have done better and what you could have done differently and incorporate that into the next time you have a similar situation. That's how you're going to develop game sense. With that said, I do want to show you a couple clips now that I think do demonstrate some game sense, and I'll kind of go through my thought process here, and hopefully that can help you recognize similar situations in game and maybe start establishing, a similar thought process.
A bomb has been located by hostiles.
Okay, so we're going to pause it here for a second to recognize that two of my teammates have died over by the white stairs or main stairs area on Coastline, okay? So at this point, I'm in a 2v4, and I know that there has to be at least one enemy over in that direction, okay? That's important to recognize that, okay? I know that based off of not call outs, but just seeing my teammates dying over there. Okay, so first of all, you have to forgive me for that absolute potato fest there. I missed every single one of my shots, and I shouldn't have. But with that said, we are now in a 2v2 thanks to the Ella picking up 2 quick kills there. And I know exactly where the Jackal is. That's the enemy I just missed all my shots on. And I have a decent idea on where either a Sledge or a Thatcher is. That's who got the 2 kills earlier. I'm going to bring that information back right now to help guide me on what I should do next, okay? And I think my mindset right here is if I was that Sledge or that Thatcher, this is the moment where I would feel like I want to push, okay? And, maybe the Jackal and the Thatcher are giving calls to each other, and maybe the Jackal just said, hey, they're both here. One's in hookah, one's in billiards. If I'm that Sledge or Thatcher, I would be taking this opportunity to think that the enemies are distracted by the Jackal and trying to push and help the Jackal get out of this situation. So with that in mind, that's what's going to guide me in what I should do next. Okay, so you can sit there and tell me that I missed all of my shots. You can tell me that the Jackal played that wrong, whatever. But at the end of the day, we won the round, and I made a decision to look towards luggage based upon information that I gathered earlier in the round. And, the Ella did a lot more in that round to win than what I did. But at the end of the day, if I don't think about that information I had earlier and the fact that somebody could be coming from luggage, and I allow that Sledge, I think it was, to pick up that kill on me, then who knows if we win that round. So I did my part there, and that's like the simplest form of game sense there. Taking information that you're gathering throughout the round and using it to help you make decisions later on. Okay, let's move on to the next clip I want to show here. And this falls more into the prediction aspect of game sense, okay? That previous clip was more about using information to help guide your decisions. This one, I'm going to have less information. It's just going to be more about trying to predict, okay? So with that said, let me let it play here and we'll pause it in the important parts. All right, so we'll pause it there for a second. At this point, my team is mainly focusing on that main wall, like server area, when attacking this cache objective, okay? Now, as Habana, I kind of went lone wolf here. I droned out this master bedroom area, saw it was clear, dropped down in logistics, and I'm now opening one hole into the construction wall there. And that really applies a lot of pressure. When you're a defense and they have a hole in construction as well as the main wall open, it really makes you feel pretty scared, okay? So at this point, I'm thinking, all right, what should I do now? All right, now think about the other team. And this is where the game sense starts to kick in. So if you're an anchor on site and you see the Habana holes are starting to open up in construction, you might try to make an aggressive play by peeking off of that immediately. Or maybe you might make an aggressive play by like trying to push out construction door there. And I'm trying to avoid that right now. Like, I don't need to do that. We're in pretty good shape here as a team. We're getting what we want open. Like we're making good progress here. Also, take it a step further, okay? If you're an anchor in sight, you're also going to be calling out to any roamers saying, hey, Habana is master bedroom opening construction wall right now. And if you're that roamer, you're probably thinking, okay, I need to try to kill that Habana. So I'm going to make my next move based off of what I think a roamer will be trying to do right now. Okay, so that turned into a pretty easy kill there on the Jaeger who was trying to flank. And again, that comes down to prediction. I didn't have any call outs or necessarily any information on where that Jaeger was or that there was a roamer in general. It was really just trying to decide, like, what's the best thing I can do next in a situation. I felt like if I was going to peek that hole, that's pretty predictable. Maybe I get in like a toss-up gunfight right there. Why not just make the hole, allow that hole to apply pressure to the defense and, and stay alive. And in the meantime, I can come back to that hole later. But in the meantime, why not try to get a pick on somebody who might be roaming and trying to flank me in the process? And that turned out to be a good decision there. All right, guys. So in those two clips, I think I showed you two different forms of I guess you could call it game sense or developing game sense. In that first clip, I used information that I had earlier in the round to make a decision later in the round and try to predict what an enemy might be doing. The second clip there, I just tried to make the best decision, and to put myself in the enemy's shoes and think about what they would be doing. It wasn't based off of necessarily information, but just more player tendency. And hopefully that can help you in game. But at the end of the day, I want to go back to what I said in the beginning. The biggest thing you can do to help your game sense is play the game and fail some and learn from those mistakes. That's really what it comes down to, and hopefully this video might get the ball rolling for you a little bit if this wasn't something you were already focused on. And if you enjoyed it, please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I'll have more coming your way here soon.